careers are often made actually with more singular moments. So when you reflect, what would you say was the single biggest break in your career, and how did it impact your trajectory?
It's a good question. I think objectively, the answer would have to be joining Plaid as, to lead engineering, which was about 6.5 years ago, just because I joined when the company had, 40-ish people and, less than 10 million in ARR. We've had a crazy trajectory. And it means, like, in terms of my career and my ability to be successful long-term, I have a lot of options now that I never would have had if I hadn't joined Plaid. But actually, joining Plaid is not what I consider the lucky break that I had. That would be joining Dropbox, which was my first job, like, truly in Silicon Valley. So before Dropbox, I kind of had a weird career. I'd worked in tech for a bit. Then I'd been a lawyer for a bit. Then I'd helped a friend kind of grow a company, like a fintech company in New York, but more on the hedge fund side of things. And I hadn't had, like, what you would call like a AAA employer on my resume. I was smart, but I was kind of a weird outsider with, a little bit of an attitude. And I realized at some point that if you want to be an engineer and you want to do great engineering work, at the time, at least, I felt like you had to move to Silicon Valley. And I was in my early 30s. I don't think I'd had a great success. And I knew a friend at Dropbox. And so he got me in the pipeline to apply. And, I applied there. And I know, because they told me after the fact, I actually didn't do that well in the interviews. I did well on half of the interviews. And I didn't do well on the other half of the interviews, especially on some of, like, the people skills. And, I think I came across as a little too smug and sure of myself. And there's two people at Dropbox that saw something in me during the interview process. This guy, Albert, and this guy, Ramesh. And they went to bat for me. And they, they were like to me, like, maybe we'll structure it as like an apprenticeship where you, like, join for a few months and we see how it works and whatnot. And they were like, look, no, listen, like, we should hire this guy. He's got some spikes, like, he's weird, but that's what we need at the company. And I'll give a lot of credit to the culture that Drew and Arash, the founders, created. Like, I think Dropbox was very good, not just at getting the standard talent, but at, like, looking at people that weren't quite conventional that they thought could really accelerate the business. And I'm eternally thankful for it, because after that, you get Dropbox. People don't realize now maybe, but Dropbox, like 2010 to 2017 on your resume, that really just opened all the doors. And I learned a ton there. It was an amazing company, amazing talent. And I think it made it that I can keep working here for a very long time.